about the energy that flows inside of oneself. Today, I want to talk a little bit about techniques of meditation and about how I utilize it, and how you might be able to utilize it for yourself. So a lot of people don't recognize that meditation is a complete practice. It is a practice where from waking up in the morning to putting yourself inside a sauna to giving yourself the ability to continue to focus is practice. It's complete practice of the mind, of the mentality within oneself, and ultimately the ability to ask yourself how, what can I do? How can I use the mentality inside of who I am so that I can ultimately find a way to overcome my challenges. And so one of those things that I've really come to enjoy about meditation is that when I spend a little bit of time in meditation, things become a lot more clear. When challenges come your way, how do you deal with them? What is it that you do to bring your mind to that place? What is it that you do to bring your mentality to a place that will not stop you? And that's where I look inside for the answers, and that is where energy is. It's inside of you, it's around you, it's within you. And it's ultimately up to you to decide how you utilize your energy. It's up to you to decide what it means to be you and what it means to use your gifts, your talents, your abilities. One of those things is facing off against the challenges of the day. What is it that you wake up every single day and that's that first thing that you do? And you say, I'm going to do this before I do anything else. A lot of people, they allow it to be social media. They allow it to be not what's coming from within. They allow it to be from the outside instead of what's going on inside. When you sit down or you read a book or you spend just a little bit of energy on yourself, the amount of utilizable purpose starts to come out. The amount of utilizable knowledge starts to become possible. And it's finding that place that becomes worth it. It's finding that place that, you're going to believe in yourself and you're going to ultimately find a way to become who you are. And when you utilize energy in that way, when you utilize your mentality in that way, when you're utilizing your purpose, challenges come. It's amazing to see, but even beyond that is the ability to understand that what happens in our lives is meant for us, right? It's meant for you and I. It's meant for our growth. It's meant for our purpose of being. It's meant to allow you to start to see that you are worth it. And when you spend just a little bit of time on yourself, you spend a little bit of time in a space where you can silence the mind, where you can silence the outside influences, and just give yourself a little bit of time. One of those things that I enjoy to do is have a morning shake and sit down and get on podcasts and get on YouTube and get on all these different platforms and just spend some time putting the mind out there, putting the ability within to have the place to just capture for a minute a place of mentality. You know, it's been a long time since I truly had all of that together. And each day that I get on this, each day that I open up the mind, the art of meditation, the art of focused knowledge and discipline, I truly hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it helps your path, your journey, and ultimately that you'll share it. You know, it's important that those people that don't really get to believe in themselves because possibly they've learned how listening to others is greater than listening to oneself. You know, it's possible that you can overcome challenges if you will believe in you, if you'll believe in what it means to be you. See, it's a lot of people, they don't hear the message that they have inside of themselves. They don't hear the listening or the writing capability to be who they are. You know, it's not just about singular wealth. It requires understanding of complete wealth within oneself to start to achieve one's dreams. You know, when others are telling you it's not possible, when others are telling you that you don't have what it takes inside of you, you know, it's not just a day, a week, a month. It's not just a year. It can take years to achieve your dreams. It can take years to achieve your goals. But what are those goals? What are those dreams? What are those challenges that when you sit down and you truly listen to them and you listen to your mind, you know, when meditation goes beyond emotion, when it goes into the energy realm, when it passes the stage of good and bad to the place of positive and negative forces, of understanding, of ancient understanding, of ancient purpose, of ancient place of simplicity. You know, it's one thing to allow it to work in one way in your life. It's another thing for it to work in every part of your life. And so when you spend that time working on every part of your being, you know, it will become results by its own work. It will become results by its own discipline. It will become results by where you are internally. And so the place of practice inside of oneself to spend some time internally on oneself, it does more than just that. It opens one mind to being who you are. And when you allow positive forces of oneself to open up, of one's journey to be the reason why, when what you're facing off against isn't greater than who you are inside, then the challenges around you start to work themselves out. They start to allow positivity to become an influence within your being. It allows positivity to become what you're vibrating outwards. And there's a lot of times in our lives where the last thing that we can look at is positivity. The last thing that we can look at is how to achieve our dreams, how to achieve our goals. And it's inside of that space, inside of that place, where it all starts. It starts when you don't see there's a way. And you just start by putting one foot in front of the other, one breath in front of the other. When the energy inside isn't flowing to the point where you're seeking for it to be. When it's not what you're looking for it to happen. That's when it's time to sit down and to spend some time on self-study, to spend some time on self-purpose, so that you come to a self-realization that you can overcome your challenges, that you can become a student of your life, of your path, of your journey. That is ultimately why I sit down and spend time doing breath work. I am in a place of observing. I'm spending time working on the ability to stand one ground, working on the ability to speak, working on the ability to communicate, to understand just where I am. What am I going through? What challenges are today going to bring? What challenges do I need to find a way to believe within oneself with? And it's amazing how when we do that, what will come out? What is it that sets you aside is ultimately what I'm asking you. I'm asking you what will put your purpose in place, what will put your purpose in your journey, in your value, to the point where your challenges will start to be overcome. And a lot of times, those challenges look like they're greater than you. I would inspire you to look back at other challenges that you might have faced off against, other times that you didn't think you could overcome it. And find that place within, to dig deep inside and ask yourself that question. What does it mean to be you? You know, what skills, what abilities, what challenges do you know that you've been through? See, knowledge is an amazing thing. Knowledge gives you the ability to remember, gives you the ability to observe, it gives you the ability to sit down and to think about ways and strategies. It's one of the most amazing things about purple energy, the depth perception energy. A lot of people, they think that meditation is this little sit down and close your eyes and breathe. No. You can hijack your nervous system. You can utilize your ability to stand your ground. You can work on your thought process in meditation. You can spend time working on your relationship with your companion in meditation by yourself, or by working on yourself, you can ultimately affect the challenges that are going on around you by looking within for the answers. See, meditation is much more. It's the ability to stand one's ground, to be able to be who you are, to understand your worries, your concerns, to your heart, to the understanding and the relation, the ability to speak, the ability to utilize your depth perception. What am I doing tomorrow? What am I doing today? Am I aware of my surroundings? And you ultimately have your nervous system. And so a lot of people that are affected in the nervous system, we find these people with claustrophobia. They don't like people being around them. And it ultimately comes from stimulus within the white energy field, right? And when we utilize these different energy fields in such a way in which every human being has these within them, by the way. Purple, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. It's all within you. It's ultimately up to you to find them yourself, to find the parts of the characteristics that make you you. One of the most commonly utilized energy fields is red. Somebody might want to stand their ground. Their position may be a place where standing their ground is required. Well, another may be utilizing their depth perception. Another may be utilizing their thought process or yellow energy to utilize for analyzing. See, when we understand that energy work is greater than just being a healer, it's a part of our everyday life, it's a part of our everyday being, it's a part of our everyday purpose, the magnitude in which energy moves through a human being. One of the most interesting things that people say is that I just don't have enough energy. Well, do they ever think to sit down and spend time working on their energy? See what I'm saying? Well, when you're drained in energy and you're not getting a good night's sleep, you're not getting a good night's rest, and you're waking up the next day and you're battling the same thing, that you're not spending time on yourself. You're not just spending just a little bit of time finding yourself. You're not spending a little bit of time listening to yourself. You're not spending a little bit of time writing things down, speaking things out. You're not spending a little bit of time doing those type of things. One of the things that I enjoy the most is when I raise the heat. When I sit down in a sauna, it's 120 degrees plus, and I'm in there for an hour. It's quite an amazing thing to sit down inside of oneself and allow the ultimate purpose of being to just survive, just to simply allow yourself to communicate and to work through things. We sometimes forget that inside of ourselves there's two people. There's a little guy and there's a big guy. And the ultimate goal is for the little guy to become stronger than the big guy, right? All this universal wealth is available if you can look beyond singular wealth, if you can look beyond your own front door, if you can look within what is meant for you, what is within you, within your being. What does it mean to be you? That your wealth is already inside of you, that it already exists within your knowledge, within your story, your very purpose of being. And so when sitting down and talking about energy work, I'm talking about what does it mean to be ultimately you? What does it mean to manifest your dreams? And how can you focus to that point where what you're asking yourself is, what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? And if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And the reason I don't want it is because what else is there? What else is going to bring positivity towards my life if it's not motivating, if it's not inspiring me, if it's not bringing me to a place of discipline, of knowledge, and self-study? See, a lot of people, they don't realize that when they go to their job, it's the other people that are analyzing them. But what about what you analyze? What about what you look within yourself for the answers? How do you find solutions to your challenges? How do you find a grounds on which your being vibrates? See, it's kind of interesting when you want your vibration to be in a place of growth. You want your vibration to be in a place of being. And there's a lot of times we allow ourselves to go in places that are not of that are not going to bring you closer to your ultimate truth within you, that you matter. See, the more you spend time around people that don't matter to you, the more that they spend time around you and you don't matter to them. See, when I sit down and I do videos, when I'm sitting down and I'm using the mind, I'm ultimately sitting here and I'm expressing, I'm utilizing skills that come from within, that come from the place of digging deep down and asking that question: what can I do? How can I improve myself? How can I become the person that I want to be, the person that will not be held back by challenges and will believe in oneself, you know. The biggest challenge we ever face off against is ourselves. The biggest critic, the biggest analyst isn't other people. And so the simple question I'm asking is, who spends time on themselves? What practices do you utilize? Do you spend time sitting down and studying you? What makes you you? What will bring you ultimate mental growth? What will bring you a place where studying yourself becomes a result, and studying yourself becomes part of the purpose why you're on this planet? See, a lot of people, they give it to something else. They allow other things to rob them from their own internal growth. Allow other things to stop them from believing in themselves. And ultimately, sometimes we're going to have to take time to sit back, to observe, to sit back and spend time on self-study. That's what I've been doing for the last 6 months. You know, I got off of videos for a period of time because I had to study this. I had to sit inside of myself and ask myself, what does it mean to be you? What does it mean to be who you are within? And allow the healing process. You know, this last 2 years just about taught me a lot. It taught me that the process of being is always in process. The process of growth is to be in the moment, to be in the the place within oneself where it's in stillness, it's in peace, it's in all those things that allow what you are to be you. And as we find that place, as we find that part of ourself, ultimate growth comes out, ultimate understanding comes out. And I'd love to share that with you. I would enjoy to put that kind of care into you. Yeah. That if you will be honest with yourself, if you will let the things go that aren't meant for you, if you will find yourself in a place of who you are, what does it mean to be you? What does it mean to believe in yourself, to believe that you have what it takes? And as I get ready to head into the sauna to spend that time on myself, in about 5 minutes, I want you to be able to have that shared with you. I want you to see that my prior videos mean positive thinking, mean positive growth, mean positive ability. It's very difficult to see people who struggle, but then don't spend time working on themselves and wondering why, right? When you work on yourself, you will find the ways. When you work on yourself, you will find that challenges become lighter, and that your relationship with universal understanding becomes greater. That within oneself, there is a purpose. Within oneself, there is a place. Within oneself, there is a being. And that human being is always seeking out light. It's always seeking out light working. It's like seeking out people that will uplift you, that will utilize different parts of these energy fields, from the white light energy to the purple energy to the ability to speak their mind, to speak their purpose outwards, to speak their being in such a way that you might find a part of yourself and that energy. See, when you see somebody else doing that, when they are so focused into it that that depth perception radiates, or that ability to stand one ground, or that ability to think, or that ability to be themselves, or just to glow, it's quite amazing that a lot of people ignore the mere fact that orange energy is known as a glowing energy. It's known as an energy where it's just, you light up the room if you're made of orange energy. That's capable for all of us. The energies within ourselves are capable. The abilities within ourselves are capable. The understanding of energy is capable. It's ultimately up to you to find that place where your focus and your knowledge find you in that place of discipline. After all, as I learned from an old friend, to say yes to something, you have to say no to something else. And so, when do you start saying yes to yourself, yes to your dreams, yes to your goals, and yes to the energy that flows within you? That way you'll have that energy to understand yourself. And so I want you all to see that place of discipline, see that place of reflection, of inspiration, that your reflection matters, your purpose matters, your ability within yourself matters. As I close, I just want to say blessings, 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 and namaste.